So drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe today. Thanks everyone. And remember, we're not without you guys.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of the Future Cork Local Band. And this is the second week in the Brew Bar on Curtin Street, and it's the live gig, and it's part 2 of the cassette tape. Colin Cronin takes over the Brew Bar compilation. Let's get stuck into it. Here we go. So I'm just setting up there now, as you can see, and I'm doing all my bits. I'm throwing on the strap to my guitar. Yeah. Popped in the lead. Yeah. And I'm just getting my books started out there now. My song books, my car books. This gig is a bit different actually, because the as you can see there, the camera I had to do the camera on the night, and it wasn't what I wanted. I was rushing in and out of the place, and I had to throw the camera down on the stand, and I had to set it up quickly, and it wasn't what I wanted. So that's one of the faults of this night. There's one other small fault, I'd say, and it'll pop up later on in the night as the show goes on. So the opening song here is Hot Arcade Girl, and that was a new enough song. Was written about a year ago or something around that. I think it was written in 2020 or around that time. Yeah, it was written about a year or so ago. Before this gig, and it was a good song. I said I'd give it a bash and I'd give it a lash. And the sound to this gig isn't too bad. Like, it's the first song, the sound is okay, and as the show goes on, the sound gets better, I think. Yeah, I was listening back to it there earlier before doing this podcast. I was giving the gig a rewatch, and the sound actually gets better as the show goes on. Yeah. I like the Ozzy Osbourne t-shirt I'm wearing. Yeah. I don't know where that's gone. I have to get a new one of them, or dig it out from the wardrobe, or wherever it is. This awesome t-shirt, the Ozzy Osbourne one. So yeah, and the camera I used was just my own phone, and it just had a kind of a filter on it. I think this was the last time I used one of these filters. I can't remember what the app is called, but it's just kind of a cool app I got off someone online on Instagram. Yeah. I put it through the app, and it was a cool app. It'd be better if you could see the full shot of the video. It looked much better. Kind of looks cool this way as well. You know, the way it's set up. Looks even better this way actually. Because it looks like it's just sitting on the table. This song, Hot Arcade Girl, it's kind of about, well, the idea is in the title anyway, Hot Arcade Girl. So there's not much to talk about or tell about. It's just about meeting a hot girl at the arcade and spending all your money on her, and she, you know, having a few cigarettes or with her and giving her your last dime or your last bit of a few cents or euros, and she still gets you for the last game at the arcade, like, you know, gets squeezed the last few cents or euros out of you, or yo-yos. That's what it kind of is. Yeah. Yeah, that got a good old clap there. The old Hot Arcade Girl, because it's a popular song when it's played. Like it's when the sound is set up good on it, and it wasn't too bad there now, thank God. And the next song there now, I think is called "Reachers of My Life," and that's a good song. That's geez, that must have been written over 10 years ago, I'd say. And I think I got the idea of that when I was in Dublin at a show, and I was up there with friends, and we were on a mad one, and I came back on the train, and I wrote it on the train. I think I wrote that song on the train home to Cork. Yeah. Also, this song is probably meant to be played on electric guitar. So yeah, my electric guitar is away getting fixed at the moment, and it has to be sent away to get fixed, and then I have to get it back, and I'm gonna give it a bash then on electric guitar and see what it sounds like again on electric guitar, because it's meant to be blasted, this song, and it's nice to be played acoustic as well, you know, but it's meant to be a big blaster song. Yeah, you know, a big heavy song. Yeah. So this was my second week back at the brew, and I was a bit more comfortable up on the stage, you know, chilling, playing my guitar, and the only mistake I made was the camera, setting the camera up wrong. But I think I played okay. I couldn't do anything really about sound. The lads were setting the sound up, and well, I could really, but you know, we just, you know, that's the way the sound came out. So fair play to all of us on that, and I was happy with the sound, and the sound sounded okay, I thought. And yeah, and the set list that was chosen on the night, from Hot Arcade Girl to Reachers of My Life to the next one there now, which is one of my favourites, and it's a popular fan favourite one, which is What Does It All Mean? Yeah, that's it was a good set list for the night, I thought. And yeah, I'm just gonna have a when you're up on stage, you're like, you could be playing one song and it could go on for, it seems like you're up there for hours or ages, or, you know, a lifetime, or you could be up there for half an hour, and it could be the same. You're up there for a lifetime, And back to what I was saying earlier, it was my second time up there now. It was my second week up there. It felt easier, I felt more at home up there, and it was better, and I was more comfortable, with the stage and myself, and how I was getting on up there, and yeah, it was good. Funnily enough, afterwards, after I finished the couple of gigs in the brew bar hostel, I was meeting a friend in there for a drink and just to have chats, and for a couple of beers and a couple of drinks, and I was meeting my friend, and I was hanging around the brew waiting for him to come down, because I got down there early and he was coming down a little while later, and I asked the barman, I said, I think it was a Monday, we were meeting, and I asked the barman, I said, are you doing any gigs tonight yourself? And he said, no, and he said, when are you going back up there, Carl? And I said, I won't be going back up there for a while. Yeah. Yeah, because I done my little, my tour now in there. Yeah, and I got them on cassette tape. Yeah, I got two full cassettes out of the brew bar hostel. So that was my tour done. This song's chorus kind of goes, so it originally goes, until I reach out of jail's life. And there was a guy I used to know, and he said, Carl, why don't you change it to until I reach out of Jane's life? And I said, I might. If I go do that live, I'll do it live. I'll change to that when I do it live. And so I did, and I've been doing that since, actually. That's just a fun fact about this song. So there you go, yeah. So cheers, yeah. And I enjoy playing it like that as well, actually. So nice one, kid. So I'm just going through my notes there now, and looking for the words and chords for the next song, which is What Does It All Mean, to finish up on my last song that I'm doing for the night, and that's What Does It All Mean, and it's always a fan favourite, and it's always a popular one, and I wrote that years and years ago when I was working as a tradesman, as a plumber. So yeah, I'll tell you how long ago it was, and geez, that's mad. And funny story about that actually is we got a bunch of t-shirts made up, merchandise t-shirts, and I was wearing one of the t-shirts one of the days, and I got the bus down as far as the bus station in town in Cork, and I got off the bus and I was walking down the road, and this random guy, he's a man, and he says, what does it all mean? Now that's the question of life. And I fucking burst out laughing, I did. It was mad, because I didn't even play the song to him or anything, or he loved the t-shirt, and he loved the slogan and the idea behind it, like, and it was hilarious. I thought, it's it's definitely a popular song to play, this one. Yeah, so that guitar I'm playing with as well was brand new. I got it that summer I got it as a present, actually. and I got rid of my last guitar, which is kind of it was the same as the man from Oasis, Noel Gallagher's guitar, and I didn't like that guitar because for a couple of reasons, for one or two reasons, it wasn't a plug-in, number one, and also the top string kept kind of tangy noise off it, or making a noise when you hit it, when you strum it, and I didn't like that. So this guitar, I have no problems with. It's a nice old tanglewood, and it's lovely. The one I'm playing with now, and it's a lovely guitar. Nice old plug-in. Yeah. And that, while we're on kind of instruments and stuff, that music stand isn't for me at all. I must invest in a new music stand, definitely, shortly. And yeah, definitely a new music stand, yeah, for my books and cards, songbooks and stuff. Yeah. It'll, even if I spend a small few bucks, it'll be worth it, definitely. Or get one off Santa this year. I think after, when this gig finished, I think the bar staff gave me a free pint, the usual. But I don't think it was a Guinness this time. I think I got a pint of Coors. Yeah, it was a nice cold, fresh pint of Coors I got, and I really enjoyed it. I remember I sat down and I enjoyed it afterwards. And I sat down and I watched the next person perform for 10 or 15 minutes, and I had my pint, and I went out for a cigarette, and I met a few people. Yeah, there was someone asking me how, there was someone told me like, oh, you did great out the front. They could hear me they were sitting out the front and they could hear me from out the front. And they're saying, oh, you sounded great. And they're asking me, what's your name and how do we find you online? And I was telling them, like, you can check out the YouTube channel, Colin Cronin, or you can get the albums at towerrecords.ie by the Future Cork local band, and they're live in Europe and Songs in the Garage. I told them you can buy them, and now these days the albums are available on eBay and by the Future Cork local band, and they're available on the Future Cork local band merch Instagram. Yeah. And 33 RPM Cork. Yeah. So I'm just wrapping up there now. I'm just finishing up the gig. I'm just unplugging the old guitar, popping the old guitar into the old case, ready to grab a pint, grab my Coors off the bar staff. They're setting up for the next performer up next, and yeah, setting up for the next band that's up next there. They're setting up the sound check. I'm hitting the road jack. Yeah. And yeah. And that was week 2 of the Brew Bear Hostel with the Future Cork local band. Colin Cronin takes over the Brew Bear Hostel compilation on cassette tape, and we'll be back soon, shortly, with part 3. Enjoy.